Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur, the show where we cut through the noise, challenge all cliches, and tell the truth about what it really takes to win in business and in life. Today's episode is called, ready? Are you being tricked or treated? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have fun today. And no, we are not talking about Halloween candy when we're talking about trick or treated. Okay? We're talking about all these entrepreneur illusions. All right? Because right now, all over social media and everywhere you go, too many people are being tricked by false promises, get rich quick business models, fake mentors, and surface level success. But the real treat, that comes when you learn how to see through all the noise, make smarter decisions, and build something real, sustainable, and authentic. So today we're going to break down how to spot the difference between being tricked or being treated with the truth. So let's start. Let me see who's on first. Let me say hello to everybody. What's going on? What's going on? Mr. Mark Tarolia, the kingpin of insurance down there in Miami, Florida. Oh, man, look, we got Miss Takira Sullivan. All right. Great evening, great evening, great evening. Also, as always, you guys are able to participate. So today you'll see there's a little ticker down there, little ticker, right? And that's my phone number. That's right. That's the same number my mama calls me on. I'm okay. I ain't hiding from nobody. You can call up to the show and give your comments. You can also type in your comments. I prefer you use both because this is being streamed on Facebook. Don't forget. So they won't be able to see your comments, but they can play back and hear the recording. Hopefully they'll be able to hear you when I put you on speaker. So if you want to speak on whatever I'm talking about, let's just keep it down to 30 seconds. And we'll gladly, I will gladly pick up the phone. Now, I don't know who's going to be calling at what time, so let's just go for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first time that we're going to try this. All right, just innovating new things. So let me go here. Let's talk about the trick. See, the biggest trick in entrepreneurs or in entrepreneurship is thinking success is fast and easy. One of the things that you see all around, especially social media, is hype, noise. A lot of people saying, yeah, we got this, we got that, we got this. And the sad part is that a lot of people fall into hype marketing. you got to really start evaluating and seeing, doing, if you're going to do your due diligence, as people like to say, I'm going to do my research. Make sure you have right questions to ask. Make sure that you do your due diligence to find out how legit, how many people are succeeding in doing this. Not that one fly by night. And there's a lot of ways to tell. There's another fad, if you would, that people are falling into. And I'm really going to speak on this one because I know it's going to come up. But people fall into the um, you can become a six-figure earner in 60 days. All those stories, right? Funny part is, I personally have an ad like that, six figures in 6 months, right? So I know people are saying, well, what makes you different? I'm going to break that one down because I want to make sure that people understand that the industry that I'm in and what I do for a living and how I help people and what I've done is actually not only possible, but true. And many have done it as well. Well, many have done it in different scales, but I'm going to tell you what makes what I did different from that statement. Social media makes it real easy for us to look rich while being broke. Look confident, yet you're lost. See, the trick isn't just what they sell you, it's what you choose to believe. See, your belief is what really makes that choice for you. So let me break down the six figures in 60 days, or in my situation, six figures in 6 months. What separates my business, what I was able to do and accomplish, thanks be to God, is simple. See, the business I'm in, my specific organization, the organization I'm part of, we have something a lot of people don't have that you can easily ask about. How did you make six figures in 6 months? Ready? I have something that helps you save yourself time, energy, and money. What did you just say? I am part, or I work in a system. We have a system. So as long as you follow the system and great mentorship, which I'm going to touch upon, it is very possible. I am living proof that it's possible to do six figures in 6 months because it's all about your work ethic. Now, I don't know about six figures in 60 days. I've never seen that before. I've seen some types of ads, those seem like get rich quick schemes. You got to really think about these things. Here's one of the problems, or I should say challenges I see with entrepreneurship. People treat it as if they can work as much, like as less as they want to. See, when you're working in entrepreneurship, you have to work it harder than you would work your full-time job. People don't miss work when they have a full-time job. Everything is, I can't do that, I got to go to work. I can't do that, I got to go to work. But here you go. You become an entrepreneur, and what's the first thing you do? You wake up later. You feel you could do what you want. Therefore, because you fell into the hype, therefore you're not going to get those results. When you are an entrepreneur, you're never closed. Your mind is always on your business, or your business is always open. You also have to find the right business that's for you. Some people like helping people. Some people really enjoy selling things. I believe that entrepreneurship is all about, I think, to be successful, of course, from the mind of Leo, my opinion, in order to be successful in entrepreneurship, you have to find a business that is solving a problem, and solving a problem that you feel comfortable and like to solve. And you can't solve every problem. Let me see. I got some comments here. Fake it till you make it. Man, we always hear this. Fake it till you make it, man. Let's go over here. Let's go to the comment section. Got some people talking over here. Oh, we got some woo, some ghosts. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes. The old fake it till you make it. I'm sure that's the comment on social media. Social media makes it real easy. There's a lot of pretenders. Nurturing the baby business. You know what? That's a great comment right there. So let me dive deep into what I was saying. So when you find a business, there's few things that you got to think about. This is the way I thought about my business, and I still do to this day. When you start out your business, it is a baby. And a baby requires all your attention. A baby needs you for everything. You got to change diapers, you got to feed the baby, burp the baby, all these things. As you scale, certain parts of your business start to get a little easier, meaning that you get to buy back more of your time. So now you can start earning maybe a day off because you've automated your systems. You scaled with having employees. You scale having business partners. Now you're buying back some of your time. And now the larger your business gets, so it goes from infant, toddler, teenager. Now, you can leave a teenager home alone for about maybe 3 or 4 days, depending what kind of teenager you have. And then they get up to like that 18, 19-year-old, you can leave them alone weeks, right? When your business gets to that level, you're able to start taking these vacations. You become more financially astute, if you would. You're able to do more. Now, once your business is on autopilot and it's an adult, that's when you can relax. And there's no telling how long that takes. That all depends on the business you're in, what you want as far as goals and what you're trying to reach, and then what you do in that process in between. So I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about going from working a job to being an entrepreneur. A lot of people just go in and think they could do it when they want to. I in my business, I always tell people while during my scaling stage, hey, listen, I could mentor and I could teach you and train you and coach you, but I cannot do that with no time and some time. I only work with part-time or full-time because there's no results with some time and no time. And I think that's very important. I layer it out right in the beginning so they understand that they're going to have to put in work in order to get these results that they're looking for, the results of making 6 figures in 6 months. It requires time, energy. It requires sweat equity, and it requires coachability. So I think that's where a lot of the tricking, if you would, comes into play. Finding a business. I like that. Finding a business that makes you money while you sleep. What is a latchkey kid? I'm not sure what that one is. Mr. Kiro. You're going to have to tell me what you mean by that one. And then putting your business on autopilot. That as you grow, you're able to do that. So again, all of you that are watching, feel free to text in your questions as I go through my notes today, and feel free to type them as well or call in if you have a question. So let's get to the other part. See, I was talking about social media because social media paints a great illusion. People only show you the good stuff, when it comes to business, they don't talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. See, the people that make it in entrepreneurship have to make it through all 3 levels. Entrepreneurship is a roller coaster, and you got to prepare for the rainy days. You got to prepare. It's all about preparation. This is chess, not checkers. You got to stay a step ahead. You got to know how to reinvest into your business. That's the only way to avoid all these illusions that people are putting up. Also, if you're following someone that's an entrepreneur, how long have they been doing it? Look at their page. How consistent are they? That's like it says, they say in social media, you have to be very consistent in posting. Why? Because people are watching. Whether you believe it or not, people are watching you. I was a firm believer that not everybody's watching. You know why? Because I didn't see comments. I didn't see likes. So I don't know if anybody's watching, right? I just put out the information. I put it out for myself. I put it out for my loved ones. I put it out for whoever wants to see. But you know what? I realized in the last month, especially my mentor always told me, hey, people are watching. People are watching. People are watching. People are watching. And he proved this theory. People are watching. This man has been consistently on social media for years. Years. So he has proven to you that whatever he's doing in entrepreneurship is actually true. So why don't you, when you're if you want to get through the illusion, do your research by looking at longevity. You could only fake it but for so long. Success leaves a track record. And if you watch that track record, you'll know if that's somewhere that you want to be. That's how you avoid a lot of the illusion and the smoke, as you see in my background back there, that people put out there in social media. Let people show you their authentic self. That'll tell you if you belong with them as well. Because if they relate to you, then it's easier for you to work in that entrepreneur space, right? But let's talk about the tree. Just making sure. Okay. So let's talk about the tree. The tree in entrepreneurship is the truth, doing the work, learning the skills, and earning the results. See, there's a difference between earning the results and trying to take them. When you go through the process of learning all these skills, see, the skills you learn cannot be taken away. The things you learn, once it's in here, they can't be taken from you. That's how come you see people become rich, lose it all, and in 2 days become rich again. Why? Because they have the skill set. They understand business. Grant Cardone has done that. If you watched it before, he had a show that he did it with no name. He he had to shave his face so people didn't recognize him. I went to a crazy spot that nobody really knows him, right? And he still created, I think it was a $5 million business in like 60 or 30 days, something like that. But you know why? Because he already had the skills embedded in him. He knew where to start. He already knew how to set up goals. And that goes for every entrepreneur out there. You can get to the level you're at right now if somebody try to take everything from you. Why? Because you have the skills. You took the time to learn these skills, and now you know how to get the results. Once you have those skills embedded in you, there's nothing anybody can do. Only you. It's all up to you and your work ethic. And actually, that's why you could collapse time and do it faster. So the treat in all this is that if you take your time, stop having a microwave mentality, go back to cooking in the oven. For a nice little analogy there, it's much easier for you to actually see the treat of entrepreneurship. All right, you will build real foundations. See, you can't build a house on a weak foundation. You can't build anything on a weak foundation. You can't build relationships on a weak foundation. Because at the first sign of trouble, down comes everything you build. So it's very important to really learn and get involved in your skill set. Learn everything it is about the problem you're trying to solve. Learn how you solve it in every way. So that way that foundation is built strong and no one could ever take it away. That would eliminate all the facades, all the fugazis, all the smoke and mirrors. It all goes away because it's all about that foundations you set. And when you're chasing, here's one of the things that a lot of people do: they chase validation instead of creating true value. Let that sink in. Why are you an entrepreneur? Why did you seek entrepreneurship? If money is the only thing, you ain't gonna last long. And money comes and goes. What's your opinion out there on that? Who's out there that wants to say something? Let me see. Mm, what's your opinion on that? Validation versus value. See, as long as you build value, that's what's going to make you last as an entrepreneur. Don't be afraid to write your comments. I'll put them up here or give a call. All right. The real treat isn't the money, it's the mastery of your skill set. See, I think people take their eyes off the prize. They buy into the hype, right? And when you buy into hype, what it creates is this dopamine, this dopamine within. And with that dopamine, they run, but that runs out. You know what's stronger than dopamine? Discipline. When you're an entrepreneur, you got to have really good discipline. Discipline beats dopamine any day of the week and twice on Sunday, by the way. So let's see. Oh. We got a long paragraph here. Too many people want success like a microwave meal, quick, easy, and ready in minutes. But entrepreneurship is more like a slow cooker. The real flavor of success comes from patience, consistency, and time. Well said. Woo! That was well said, Takira. That is true. That's what I'm saying. Get out of the microwave mentality. A lot of people are still living that way. When it comes to business, you got to take your time. Some people can do it faster than others. And that's why I think it's imperative that if you're going to get into entrepreneurship, and I really feel that you should, everyone should have some type of entrepreneur. I don't know, either do it as a side hustle full time because it's the only thing you control and you own. But if you're going to be part of any type of entrepreneurship program, you're going to need several things. And I'm going to mention it, there's going to be repeated, and you can go through many episodes and see the same thing. You need mentorship. You need a coach. You need somebody who paved the way. My second real opinion, besides time, because time is really another thing, giving yourself the time to mature in the industry, is a system. Something that says ABC will equal 1, 2, 3. If you do ABC, you will get 1, 2, 3 every time. A system is developed, just constantly keeps developing people, putting them in position. And that's why I was able to do the 6 figures in 6 months, because I followed that. I followed it to a T. And I just put my head down and went to work. There was no rest for the weary. Just kept working and working and working. So it wasn't a trick. This was more of a treat. Plus, I really took the time to learn my craft. So it's something, like I said before, it can't be taken away from me. What's going on, Ezra? Oh, thank you, Leo the Lion. Yep. Love your comments, man. Keep them coming. The phone line's still open. We'll close at the end. So I want you to keep all that in mind. We are going to be doing a few good things. It's so hard to keep things to myself. I leak little secrets. We have a few things coming on the Unapologetic Entrepreneur for this quarter. It's coming up. We're going to switch things up a little. And I want you to stay tuned. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe right there so you're never lost. We have a few good things going on. So just want to put that out there. So let's continue talking about this treat, right? So the real treat isn't the money, is mastery. So the freedom comes from owning the truth. See, the truth is always sounds the same, but here's the problem. Everybody sees a different truth sometimes, but the truth always sounds the same. So it's time that when you choose, we start really listening, not hearing what's out there, listening to what's going on in your marketplace. And, like, for example, I'll talk to you about my entrepreneurship journey. I'm in insurance, as if you don't know, because most of you that watch already know I'm in insurance. Now, they always say anybody can do insurance. And you know what? I heard a very wise man, that one of my business partners, He said, let me see if I get this right. Many are called, but few are chosen. You know, the insurance industry has the most people that come in and come out. They can't make it. Why? They weren't chosen. And who chooses these people? Themselves. You choose yourself because you got to be able to maintain through the ups and the downs. You got to take the time to learn the craft to help people. You're dealing with something that has to do with finances. You change people's lives. A lot of people can't handle the heat. They fall under pressure. They don't understand money themselves. They don't want to learn. They don't want to be coached as much as they say they do. So what happens with that is you find out you weren't chosen. And that's I think anybody could do anything they put their mind to. But again, do you have the tenacity to go through all the storms? Do you have it in you? So let's talk about how to tell if you're being tricked or treated. Before I do that, let me go to the comments, see what's going on over here. All right, we got Ezra. Mentorship helps you collapse time by leveraging experience and knowledge. Now, why do you think that people resist mentorship? Oh, I would love for somebody to answer that. Why do people resist mentorship? As much as everybody knows that a mentor or coach, Jordan was only as good as his coach. That's why I said it. Because before Phil Jackson, what happened? What happened? Phil Jackson goes to another team, and what happens again? The players, the coaches bring out the best in you. They might not have your skill set, but they bring out the best in you. They're able to see the things that you can't see. They're able to see your talents and how you could use them in particular situations. So why is it that people resist mentorship when we already know that it helps collapse time and leverage experience? Would love to hear the answer to that one. Everyone, please call in and get the conversation to. Oh God, you're gonna blow up my phone line. Everybody's pace is different, and that's okay. Yes, it is. As long as you know it. Oh, my man's here. Hey, this is the man. Hey, August, how you doing? You got it right. Thank you. I got it right. That was the quote. August was the my business partner that actually said that, and I didn't know he would be listening today. So that's what it is. Many are called, but few are chosen, and you're the one that chooses that. Hey, what's going on, bro? Don't just hear what he's saying. You need to listen to what he's saying because he's right. Not because he's my blood, but because he's right. He's just saying what goes on part of life. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Salute. Salute. Uh-oh. We're getting biblical up in here. Matthew 22:14, biblical law, which is timeless. He's leaving it there for you to look it up. Ego and the I know mindset. Oh man, I would love for something. August, why don't you call in and talk about that? Because I think you're answering my question. Why do people resist mentorship when they know it collapses time? And this is it right there. Is ego. You can't. You know what? Oh man, I work with so many great people. You know what? Let me leave you. Let me tell you this. You really want to succeed in business? Surround yourself by the right people. Here's another quotable for you guys. This one comes from my oh man, from my mentor, and I know you guys heard it. It's been places, but I know it hit me harder when he said it. You can't have ego and money. Pick one. Pick one. A lot of people tend to live in their ego, and when you live in your ego, you just can't get the money. You're not gonna get. Oh, we got a caller. How you doing, sir? Let me put you on speaker. Hopefully they can hear you. What's going on? Hello.
Hello.
There you go. What's going on, August?
Hey, what up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hopefully they can hear you. I'm putting you on speaker. So can you break that down for me? Ego and the I know mindset?
All right, listen, man. Come on, I'm good, brother. You know, I have to support you, man. You know, I have to support you.
So can you break that down? What is the ego and the I know mindset? What is that?
Well, listen, the one thing that I believe it's a true fallacy when people say self-made.
Okay. Tell me about that.
You cannot be self-made. Well, the ego is you refuse to basically allow somebody to help you and to help you grow because you think you know. I know it, right?
Okay.
So you start talking about Jordan.
Yes, I did.
Now, Jordan basically was great, but he knew that he reached a certain level, so he had to find a coach. And then he found a trainer.
Oh.
Because he was getting his ass kicked when he was, battling the Celtics. So he had to go, listen, I need to get better. How can I get better? He put his ego down. But he also went back to work to improve his mindset, which is the game, and then his physical strength. And when he found the right coach, it was a match made in heaven.
I hope you guys can hear this. So August is saying a lot there.
The coach did not destroy Jordan. The coach matched his mentorship with his greatness. Mm-hmm. And he allowed Jordan to be Jordan, but he said, Jordan, why don't you do it this way? So right now, for you to grow, okay, I'm going to stop right here.
All right. So I'm going to reiterate what he just said. Thank you for your call, August. I'm going to reiterate what he said. So Jordan being great, when we're going back to the Jordan example, so you could understand what he meant by ego. Jordan knew he was great. Everybody around him knew he was great, but there was something missing. So he had his mentor, Phil Jackson, but he also had a trainer that worked with him. See, if your business comes with these things, you have no way of not succeeding. All right. They also, if we're going to break that down a little deeper, had a system, the triangle offense. So you see, system, trainer, coach, success. Oh my God. Woo! Look at that equation. Carla also says people resist mentorship because of vulnerability and fear. But we all know what fear is. Fear, 9 times out of 10, things that we're afraid of never even happen. But it's just false evidence appearing real. It's not real. For some reason, we fall into, again, back to the word illusion. Okay, in respects to the title, everyone wants the candy, but few earn the recipe. The sweet spot is built, not given. Okay, we got a lot of jewels being dropped today. I'm not even getting to my notes right now. Okay. Uh-oh. We got a caller. I usually ignore these. Let's see. Hopefully you can hear. All right. We have Mr. Kira Sullivan on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, Leo. Great call. I just wanted to add something because I want to piggyback off of August. What he said was exactly right. I feel that when we talk about like ego and stuff, it's a part of you that, we want to protect our identity, our image, our sense of control, right? And vulnerability. It's not always bad, though. I'm going to say that. It's not always bad, but I feel like because it gives you that confidence, that drive, because you believe or you look within yourself to say, okay, I can do this. But when it's unchecked, that is key. it becomes the voice that fears being wrong. And when you have that for so long, it's hard for you to accept advice and become coachable and listen to someone that's more successful than you. And it prevents you from being guided or being seen as less than. And I think that, ego is one of the biggest things, especially in our business, in our industry, or just being an entrepreneur and even in life, that stops us or put a roadblock, a concrete wall in front of us to be successful. So I just wanted to call in and say that, but this is a great topic. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the treat. Yes, that wasn't a trick, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I love participation. It makes my job so much easier. All right. Oh, let's see what else we have here before I move on. Coming back to back. All right. People refuse mentorship. Oh, Ezra, type this in. People refuse mentorship because they fall into the illusion of wanting to be self-made. That's what August was talking about. Oh man, okay, ahead of me in the comments. Okay. I believe criticism is an effective tool because it helps you see what you don't see, and ego stops you from growing. You must know how to balance it. Yes, sir. I like that. We're going to talk about that one offline. People often fear mentorship because it exposes their vulnerabilities, challenges their ego, and requires accountability. Some worry about being judged, others resist guidance that disrupts familiar patterns. But growth rarely happens in your comfort zone. Woo! All right, somebody went to a mastermind or two. There we go. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. Coach agrees with that. And he also says self-made equals self-sabotage. I guess I hit a topic. I'm hitting home today. We're having a whole session here. Okay, wait. I'm just reading comments and we're going with it today. Every mentor has a mentor. Mentorship is very crucial to your success in business. Why recreate the wheel when you can have someone ride with you? Well said, Shadira. Well said. Man, there's so many comments here. Guys, you guys are having a great says my connection is lost. Well, here are some things to ask yourself. Here's some things to ask yourself. You ready? These are things that you should ask yourself to keep yourself from being tricked or treated. And these are some of my notes here. Ready? Number one, does it sound too good to be true? And if it does, right, now you got to dig deeper and go find out what the truth is. Does it sound too good to be true? In my business, I've been asked every time somebody talks about getting six figures in 6 months. The thing is, I can answer it. Why? Because I literally have a blueprint of how I did it in my business. It's not going to be replicated in construction, cannot be replicated in doing taxes. In my business, in our system, where we work, where we help assist people and change lives, it's completely duplicatable. No tricks. Didn't have any. I just had work ethic and focus and great mentorship on the way. Every time there was a speed bump, I was told, don't do this. You might fall in that hole and it's going to take you longer to climb out of it. So I was able to stay focused while I was going forward while someone else was also watching the road, seeing the blind spot, seeing what I couldn't see. Someone that already paved the way and has walked the same path. Interesting how that works, right? So does it sound too good to be true? And number two, there's my second thing that you got to ask yourself. Is there a proven system or is it just hype? See, in our business, and I got to use my business because I don't know everybody else's business that's watching. In my business, we've proven the system works time and time and time and time and time and time again. It's been proven way too many times. I've met people that hit astounding positions in 4 months, 3 months. We have people that have made millions of dollars in 1 year. Time and time and time again. Not just one, not just that it was luck. And we have people doing it constantly. Why? Because they're just playing follow the leader. They're playing follow the leader. Right now, there's people with their work business partners of mine that are right on track to do the same thing I did. How they doing it? The same thing I did. They're doing the same thing I did. They're doing it at their pace. They're doing the same thing I did. Why? Because there's a system, there's a mentor, there's people guiding you, and you're surrounded by nothing but winners. You know, if you surround yourself by 9 people winning, guess what you are? You'll be the 10th. Now, if you surround yourself by 9 losers, guess what you're going to be? The 10th loser. It's also about your environment. Not so much your environment, physical environment, more about your mental environment. Are you doing the mental work to get there? Because you could only make as much money and help as many people as your mind can believe it. So you got to expand your mind. It's all mindset there. Number 3, does the person have an ETA, experience, a track record, and do they know how to apply it? That's how you find your mentor. ETA, we've gone over that. Man, if there's people here that work with me, they better know that ETA. Do they have experience? Do they have a theory or a track record? And have they applied it themselves? Number 4, are you learning or just being entertained? That is a gut check mirror. That is really a gut check question to ask. You really have to look in the mirror. A lot of people get into different types of organizations, different types of entrepreneurships, different types of groups. And what they end up doing is they're just entertained. They're just there. Are you learning though? And how do you learn? The only way you know you're learning is if you apply, if you take action. You only learn through action. You can't just sit there and learn. You got to now do it. Man, this is going, oh, there's a lot going on over here. I'll go to the comments right before I close out. All right, here we go. Number 5, this is the last one, the fifth thing on how you can tell if you're being tricked or treated. Does this move align with your long-term vision or just a short-term ego? Please write that down. That is a writable moment. I'm going to read through all 5 of them because they're all very important. Number 1, does it sound too good to be true? Number 2, is there a proven system or is it just hype? Number 3, does the person have ETA, experience, theory or track record, and application? Number 4, are you learning or just being entertained? And number 5, does this move that you're about to make align with your long-term vision? Or is it just about your short-term ego? The real treat lasts. All tricks fade fast. Guys, really take those 5 points right there, those 5 questions. That's how you're going to be able to eliminate the tricks from the treats. Ask yourself, is this worth your time, man? Really take the time to analyze by asking those 5 points, those 5 questions to yourself, and ask the people that you're looking at to follow. People want to give information. We're in a giving time right now. People are just giving things away. The problem is we're not asking the right questions. We're living in that trick, the illusion. The stuff that's given, that's surface level. You got to dig deeper. Dig a little deeper. I'm going to challenge you guys this week. Let's see if, and you know what? Please feel free to look at this playback. If you accepted the challenge, come back, write in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Let's make this interactive. All right, let's make it interactive. Here's the challenge for this week. Take one area of your business or mindset and ask, am I being tricked by comfort, shortcuts, and bad advice? Or am I treating myself to growth, truth, and accountability? Let me go to the comment section before I close this out. Let me see what's going on in the comments over here. See if we got any questions. We got a lot. You guys can have a whole conversation on there. I cannot go through all of them. But Takira, they say, okay, she got a point. That's how I feel at times. Let's see. August. You never checked. You was never checked in your life, and so you believe you are right. You have the godlike attitude, walking on air. I know what you're talking to there. That is wow. We're on the self-made stuff. This hit a lot. This struck a chord. Your self-made self is the one that got you in the situation. How do you expect yourself to get better? Ooh, a Limitless. Okay. Okay. Admitting you don't know feels risky to some people. Mentorship asks you to reveal the parts still being finished. Man, I'm so happy today. Here we go. Mentorship is the mirror that reveals both your power and your blind spots. Well said. Well said. Oh, you even got some agreeing there. Okay. By giving it forward like they did with you, it must be due by others. It must be done by others in order to wake up. Man, what I have here is this is right here. I hope, guys, do me a favor. Ladies and gentlemen, we got about 16 people here. Do me a favor. When this is over, think about someone that you know. All right? Think about someone that you know that could use mentorship, that can use guidance, that can use personal growth. All right? Because what's in this comment section right here, this stuff can be taken into a book. This right here, this personal development in a book. We got people right here dropping some nuggets, dimes, gems, whatever you want to call them, and send them this and tell them, you know what? If you don't want to watch the video, don't. Just read the comments. The comments are life-changing right here. I struck a chord today. I didn't even think it was going to go like this, but I struck a chord. There was something that there's a lot of people that dropping some nuggets. I can't wait to go back and just read all the comments to myself. Here's my closing quote for you today. Stop looking for candy-coated success. The sweet stuff you earn lasts longer. I'm going to leave you guys with a little acronym. I'm pretty good with these acronyms, man. I want to lay it down. See, business, entrepreneurship is all about risk. What is risk? Let's break it down in this entrepreneur setting. Risk, the R is realize your blind spots. I, invest in the truth, not trends. S, seek real mentorship. Real, REAL, real mentorship. And K, keep your word. Consistency creates credibility. Success isn't a trick or a treat. It's a test. And only those willing to take risk will pass. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to talk to you today. Thank you for all the response, the comments, all the interactions. Thank you to August and Takira for the phone calls. We're going to start adding phone calls into it. I'm going to find a more organized way, even a timer. But man, I love your participation. I love doing this. This is a way of me talking to myself and expressing how I feel and being able to give it to others. So, guys, you could have been anywhere in the world and you were here with me today. So it is really an honor. I'd like to say thank you and be blessed.